Yeah. So, I mean, I'm still, shaking like a dog,
sure.
red-faced. Chris Cano walks in and starts live streaming the interview.
No.
It's like this. Yeah, it's crazy. It's funny. I'm like, is this normal? It's not normal.
No, there's nothing normal.
But it was an interesting time. I end up starting off in setup. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm pulling VCAD and ordering appraisals and doing all that stuff. And, I'm just kind of like, minding my own thing, do what I need to do. And keep in mind, this is during COVID. So once it really starts to come in, they're like, oh, okay, he's doing his thing. Let's give him 20 more loans. So here I am doing all this stuff. And then 2 months later, okay, we're getting rid of setup. Either you're going to be a closer or processor. Well, from the people I was speaking to, processor makes more sense because you're going to be in the transaction.
It's actually the next step in that chain.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So, okay, cool. You're a processor now. And here's 3 loans. I'm like, okay, we'll figure it out. And there's really not too much training or anything, but it is what it is.
Trial by fire.
Exactly. Here's a contract. Here's some pay stubs. Okay, now what? Oh, just submit it to underwriting. Okay, cool. Here we go. We submit it. Okay, it came back. Now what? Okay, get conditions. Okay, here we go.
Austin, that is probably and just by chance.
Yeah.
Because had you passed that test, that wouldn't have happened.
Right.
You wouldn't have gotten to see as much as you did so quickly.
Yeah.
You would not have seen any of that until you got your first loan, to be honest. And even when you get your first loan, you still don't know what you're doing. You send it to the setup. They do that for you.
Yeah.
Processing, they do that for you. You would still be on the path of not knowing what loans are and how to put them together.
No, 100%. And, it got to the point where, like I said, COVID, things are really coming through. Well, okay, we don't have that many processors. Let's just give this kid everything we got. And
they were inundating him.
Here's, and it's not just, okay, let's get Nevada, Florida, you every single, so I'm having to learn on the fly, okay, this is a community proper state. This one's not. This is where you get the taxes for this. It's not like tech. You can't just go CAD and it's crazy. And so
other states are pretty weird. Huh?
They are very weird. So I'm having to figure that out and keep in mind. I'm working like 4 different time zones, Hawaii being one of them. So I'm pretty much around the clock, which is a pain. But it helped me learn. Okay, this is really what it takes to be in this business.
Right.
And this is what you need when certain things come up.
Makes
sense. And it got to the point where it was like, okay, now I'm getting phone calls from loan officers asking me questions if the loans that they're going to have will fly.
Right.
And I'm thinking, these guys don't know this? How do they not know this? And so...
Because them being able to have passed that test got thrown right into it and have been relying on people like yourself to help guide them. So that's why I talk about it quite often when you've got somebody that is a rock star on social media, but you ask them a lending question, they have no clue.
No idea.
And there's half and half. Some will say, I don't know, let me get you the answer. The other half, and it's probably more than half, will lie.
Yeah.
And that's the sad thing, but it is the true thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. And so that's how it was. I would dig through guidelines and just figure everything out. So when they came to me, like you said, I'd either have the answer or I knew exactly where to find it.
Yep.
So when that happened, I was like, okay, they kind of like me, slide me 100 under the table, we close the deal, whatever it may be, right?
Bring those days back, please.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so, I was pretty happy about that. But then that 6 months came up, I had to pass my test and I was ready to hit the races, but here I had this big pipeline.
Sure.
Right. So we worked through it. We worked on transitioning over to LOA, then eventually LO, right?
Okay.
I fast forward, I worked with multi-state again, kind of dealing in different states and stuff like that. That was an amazing experience. Just seeing, a lot of deals come through that I didn't necessarily, need to source just yet.
Sure.
But I was able to talk to the client, do all that amazing stuff with talking to the agent, title, all the stuff. So you're in it, but you don't have too much, I guess, investment as far as needing to get the lead. Right. But you're still working it. Yeah. You can't close it. It's still on you.
That makes sense.
Right. So you get that experience. Then I'm okay. Well, I kind of want to do this for myself now. I know all the back end. If somebody throws me a line, I know exactly how to do it. Now I just want to go and do my own now.
Yeah.
Right. So fast forward.
Why?
Yeah, I just want to. Why sit there?
I know the answer.
Why sit there when he's sending deals to other people?
It's time to make some money.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. I want to get paid. You know, at that point, I had already bought my first house with the salary that I had.
Heck
I was
yeah,
like,
man.
Okay, perfect.
Smart move.
I don't need to buy a house, so I can go be 1099 or whatever I need to be, commission. So at that point I was like, fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I know, like I said, I know all the back end. I know how to, get the loan done.
Sure.
I just need to start getting loans myself now.
Absolutely.
So I go on that journey. I end up going to Goal Financial, worked there for a little under a year. And that was kind of my first year, just self-generating.
Sure.
Doing what I need to do, right? Talking to agents, DMing me. And that's kind of where, how do I set myself apart? And that's where the content stuff came in.
Well, we're not there yet.
Yeah. So,
Skirt.
yeah. So we'll stop there, but that's where the